Bad animation? Check. Awkward voice lines? Check. Cheap editing? Check. Well, I guess those are all the ingredients I need for the first ever YouTube video. Cringy quality and all. So this year's been kinda rough, right? In a world where the apocalypse seems to be just around the corner, we actually have a year that gives us evidence to that statement. This year for me personally has been one of the most life-changing, for good and bad reasons. But with that being said, holy shit, this was a good year for video games. In a world where everything seems to be fucked up, video games have come in and just gave us the hope that we can comfort ourselves with these experiences, despite the scary things happening in the world. I didn't play many new games this year. Last of Us 2, Cyberpunk, Paper Mario and the Origami King. They'll all just be off the list since I don't have anything to say about them. So finally, my name is PPybro, and let's talk about my top 5 games of the year, 2020. Jesus Christ, the audio quality is terrible. It really took me a good 2 years to fully appreciate the beauty of the game that is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. You had the exploration, the different landscapes, the flexibility, the fact that no two adventures were the same. But what I loved the most were the characters and their interactions. Link, Zelda, the champions, Impa, Robbie, Bura. After finding out Nintendo were going to continue the story of Breath of the Wild, I was really hoping for some character development, especially for Link and Zelda. Link, because we have no idea what his motivations are and what his thoughts are on the world, and Zelda, because I feel like the time is right to have a more confident version of herself compared to the more anxious Zelda of the first game. Did we get any of that in Age Calamity? The game was a fucking prequel, what do you expect? I liked it, the gameplay is really fun. Bear in mind that I haven't gotten far into the game as it only came out in late November. I don't know man, I feel like the parts Koei Tecmo developed were the best parts and the parts Nintendo developed were the parts that really kinda dropped the ball in my opinion. I know it's a retelling of a story we already know, but I was hoping they would add something new to it, instead of just this dumb new villain I don't care about. I may be criticizing it a lot, and I kinda am, but this was the only game on the list I had quite a few problems with. Maybe I'd like it more if I finished it, but I'm not really being motivated to do so, so I don't know what to tell you. It's good if you're a Legend of Zelda fan, but don't think this is something you need to play, because it's not. So much of this game feels like a supplement while we wait for Breath of the Wild 2 to come out, which is my most hyped game for 2021. But still, the gameplay is the part that matters most, and it's really good. Each character is unique and fun to play, and the game doesn't run as poorly as you think. Get it if you really want to, but this game keeps reminding me of the state Nintendo as a whole is in, and I don't like it. But every other game on this list I can confirm is really fucking good, so let's move on. Despite the fact that I'd admit I am what you call a hardcore gamer, I've always had a bit of an interest in sports. A few years ago I was into football, I've always found cricket to be fun, but the one consistency is my love for Formula 1. The strategy, the skill, the endless amounts of factors that affect the performance. So of course, I've played my fair share of F1 games. The first one I got was 2017, then I got 2018, both on the PS4. And this year I got the newest installment, Formula 1 2020, this time on Steam. Despite it being on PC, I still play with the DualShock 4 because it's really good for racing games. So I don't want to hear anyone say, you can't have this on the list because it's a sports game. A yearly annual EA clone sports game. If Wii Sports came out this year, you'd bet your ass it would be on the list. So what's so good about this game compared to the 2019 game? Or the 2018 game, or the 2017 game, or the 2009 game exclusively on the Wii? Well, you can make your own liveries and turn them into your own team, official team, dealing with sponsors, bidding for drivers, and making your own personal Formula 1 experience. It's really realistic in how they execute it. It also adds the possibility to play an entire season of F2 2019, and adds the cars from that because of it. If you want a wacky experience, Unranked Online is a frustrating, chaotic hellscape, and I love it. But if you want a realistic experience, just play offline because the AI is excellent. They randomly yet intentionally make mistakes to make them seem more human. If you're any kind of simulation racing fan, then I couldn't recommend this game enough. And if you're just a regular gamer, well, it should impress you that I stand by the statement that Formula 1 2020 is one of the best sports game in the last decade. I mean that. Codemasters, you have outdone yourselves. They're actually one of the only developers I know of to actually get nominated for 2 games in the same category in the entire Game Awards. So yeah, well done Codemasters, hats off to you. Okay, so the next game needs a serious spoiler warning. This game's experience is one and done, so if you haven't played it yet, you probably should do that, because once you see what the game has to offer, that's it. You can never react to it genuinely ever again, so yeah. But if you don't care, well, let's just move on to it. And let me just say that every single game following this, including this, they're all must-play levels of good. So yeah, let's get on with it. I am just as happy as I am surprised that I have been coming back to this franchise for as long as I can remember. These years brought what is apparently the finale of the series, and my god, they did not disappoint. My love for Henry Stickmin started with escaping the prison around 2011. Throughout the 2010s, I came back to this game and the other games that followed it over and over again, and I was finally getting content with it after Fleeing the Complex came out in late 2015. But then, in mid-2020, the finale came. A remaster of all previous games in the collection, which is all well and good, but you're buying the collection for one thing: completing the mission. It is large, it is hilarious, it brings all the characters together and references not only the series as a whole, but some of the best pop culture references I've ever seen. It has a JoJo reference that lasts 2 minutes. It has references to The Sims, Mario 64, Minecraft, Undertale. It's crazy, man. And seeing this finale really made me emotional because of how long I've known these characters. There are moments that made me laugh, tense up, remember other games, and unlike any other game on this list, it made me cry. The gameplay is simple, but it's not about that. It's about the story, and this game. This series tells one of the best stories any video game franchise has ever told. It's £10 on Steam, and it's worth every penny. I have massive respect for the game's developer, Puffballs United, who are the same guys who made Among Us, so yeah. Great developer, great game, and the unforgettable story of one really resourceful stickman, and how that story comes to an end. Alright, we're in Game of the Year territory now. There are many franchises I've been interested in since I was first introduced to video games at a young age. I've played many Mario Kart games, Pokemon games, and Lego games, but one franchise that hasn't changed much, that I've been playing for as long as I can remember, is Animal Crossing. I've played every mainline entry of the series except for the first one on GameCube. I even played Happy Home Designer on 3DS, which was a nice game for interior decorating, but that was kinda it. I remember scurrying around in Wild World thinking City Folk was kind of meh, playing New Leaf to death, and many years later, on March 20th, 2020, I went to my high school, which I hated, for the last time, as lockdown would end my final year early. Coming back, I came to find my sisters starting games with the copies they bought, and being given my copy of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Poetic. I was starting a new life, virtually and literally. So what do I think about the game itself? Let's just say this is going to be the definitive Animal Crossing experience for me for a good 5 years at least. The design is so nice and pleasant. The things to do are just little activities to keep you stimulated. This is very much a do-nothing game, and that's okay. I have many high intense games to play, but this is perfect for when I just want to zone out. This will be my Animal Crossing for a long time, depending on what the ideas of the next game have. It might be my definitive installment for the rest of my life. Is it the best of the franchise? That's hard to say, but it's definitely the most innovative by far. But that doesn't mean the game doesn't do those little things that just annoy you. So they butchered Bunny Day, and then they just fucking destroyed fishing and bug tourneys. Okay. It used to be a whole day event, now it's just a 5-minute minigame that ends as soon as it starts. In New Leaf, the event was trying to catch the biggest fish or bug you could find, and the largest one caught would win. It felt like a hunt, one that lasted all day, but no! Just have this boring 5-minute game with no sense of strategy. Okay, thanks. And lastly, crafting. It's a cool concept, but I hate having to replace my different tools all the time. It puts more things on my to-do list than I would like. But besides those and a few other missed opportunities, this game is fantastic and is just as good as, if not better, than New Leaf. And despite the fact that I kinda hate them right now, it's definitely Nintendo's crown jewel of 2020. However, while I like to relax, usually, sometimes you just want things to get a little more intense. Number 1. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck else could it be? No, seriously, try and convince me there is a game with better design than this. As someone learning game design, this experience is a testament and an example of how to perfectly balance a game in difficulty and skill ceiling. It genuinely feels like you're playing every TF2 class at once, with a weapon lineup that makes me feel oh so fucking unstoppable, with movement options that are so fun to just stick around with, and the atmosphere of this game, oh my god, it makes Doom 2016 look like you're playing the same level over and over again. There are so many different unique environments. Earth, Hell, Mars, Phobos, Urdak. These places are all unique and are so fun to fight in. The gameplay is fast and fluid, especially after you get this game's super shotgun. While I don't know if it's my favourite video game weapon out there, I think it's safe to say that this is the best gun in the entire game. So many upgrades and collectibles to keep you busy, and the fan service to the Doom franchise. My god, can it get any better? The online is a bit mediocre, boss fights aren't incredibly creative, and the game's difficulty curve is out of whack, but I don't care. The cheat codes, the different enemies, the weapons, the balancing act of health, armor, and ammo, just perfect. Animal Crossing is a good experience that lasts for years, but this, the energy you get playing this for 10 minutes, lasts 10 months. Animal Crossing doesn't have the staying power this game does. No game that has come out this year does. It's just the best. Definitely in my favourite 10 games of all time. Maybe even top 5. It's just an unbelievable experience and is definitely, without a doubt, the best game to come out in 2020. And if it's really not, if you think differently, well, at least it's my favourite game to come out this entire year. Oh, and the music! Mick Gordon! Can I just say, mate, you are a fucking madman. One of the best video game OSTs of all time, no question. I'm done, I'm fucking done, happy new fucking year. And someone put this shit on Spotify already, my god. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, whatever it was. I wonder if future me is looking at this with cringe. I hope he is. Anyway, if you'd like to see more from me, then follow my Instagram, PPybro, as well as my Twitch, same name. So what were your favourite games of the year? Leave a comment down below because you know I always love discussing. And with that, thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time. Whenever that is. Just click subscribe to make sure that you're there. Because even I don't know when my next upload is going to be. So, but one thing's for sure, I will see you then. Until next time. And hopefully next time there's better audio quality.